my blackout curtains to make sure my sleep's certain. I check my bank accounts, make sure I'm not dreaming, and you're probably still working 9 to 5 screaming. And every Taylor Swift song's about her ex, but when you're dude, you just sound like a dick. So if you hear the song, I'm doing fine. Shows every night, keeps you off my mind. Don't let your closure come undone. Watching this broken heart climb the charts to number 1. My mama didn't raise no snitch, I don't kiss and tell. It's a bright new world, baby. Still wish you well. I'm hot right now, my flames could always get higher. And if I ever burn out, well, I'll call you, set me back on fire. And point me Taylor Swift, your songs sound the same, but I gotta blank space. I'll write your name. So if you hear the song, I'm doing fine. Shows every night, keeps you off my mind. Don't let your closure come undone. Watching this broken heart climb the charts to number 1.
Oh, this is the greatest. It's me. Remember? Come on, guys. This is the greatest podcast on the planet. This is the greatest podcast on the planet. Undisputed. The most comedically hilarious podcast possibly. ChatGPT this, kids, in the universe. Come on, folks. And I may be the most humblest host on the planet, possibly the universe. We got a fact check here. I may be the most humblest host of the most humblest podcast in the world, on the planet. Can you guys believe this stuff? And you'll hear me say funny things like this. My mother was a Mississippi Redbone with a fat ass. Come on, guys. Ross of Nazareth, is that some kind of stage name? Is he religious? Is this guy religious? I was raised Catholic and molested Southern Baptist. Come on, folks. Come on. I still got it. What's going on, guys? I really do believe that one day we can abolish all religion, private property, any semblance of governments, presidents, kings, and queens. Maybe we can get rid of these goofy little borderlines. What's up with those, folks? Maybe one day we can all hold hands and sing John Lennon's Imagine. Don't think I forgot about that, you weirdos in Hollywood. Sing Imagine by John Lennon and hold hands. Maybe we can just sing Kumbaya while we're at it. Let's all sing Kumbaya. Come on, folks. But I don't think that time is going to come anytime soon. This is still the greatest country in the world, but how do we navigate the future if we just went through the past 5 years? And you're going to only hear this on the Anti-George Carlin podcast. You won't hear Candace Owens saying this stuff. You won't hear Joe Rogan saying this stuff because they're not solid the earth. Joe Rogan was, I do believe, he's a quadrillionaire by now. But he remains grounded. So I'm not talking trash. Here's the deal. I do believe that the best indicator of someone's future behavior, how someone's going to act in the future, the best line of evidence that you have is someone's past or historic behavior. That comes from psychology, but I do believe that is true. Tried and tested, homeboy. And check it. I think that for the past 5 years, a lot of Americans have experienced people going, Trump's a fascist. Trump's a fascist. Can you believe this? He's a fascist. And then you're like, whoa, I better take note. I better heed that warning. Trump's a fascist. Can you believe this stuff? And what did you experience? Well, you kind of experienced these liberal communists going, where's your mask? Do you have your mask on? Where's your vaccine? You gotta get vaccinated. You're trying to dine here at this establishment? Where's your vaccination card? Are you nuts? Are you nuts? Get out of here. Sit on the street with the dogs. That's what I experienced. And sounds a lot like, get in the chambers. Get in the chambers now. For real. It really does. And ponder this, YouTube. A little query for all my beautiful 10 out of 10 listeners out there. If we would have gave them enough rope to hang themselves with, Do you think they would have started some weird vaccination camps? Do you think they would have took it to where Maoist China was taken? Do you think they would have taken it to the level of Stalin Russia? Because those were good people doing good things. And goodness can lead you straight to hell. It really can. And common sense ain't common, folks. That's what happened in 2025. You have a bunch of... I think I'll stay in this train of thought right now because they really were fascist cops. I want to hit this home. I want to hammer this nail directly on the head because no one's saying this stuff. I believe that liberals use they all want to be fascist cops. They really do. I was running on the beach, right? I had a Homeland Security badge. I shouldn't go into this stuff, but I will. And I was allowed to drive on the 405 and no one was on the road. It was like, you couldn't even drive. They gave you times you had to go to like the store and stuff. And you couldn't be on the beach. It was crazy. It was bonkers. It was bananas for real. And I was living in LA, Santa Monica. I'm running at this point on the bike path, right by the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful. And out of nowhere, this white lady's, where's your mask? I look over and she does the angle. Like, you know, when you're playing football and they're running on the sideline, you got to hit an angle to catch up. This chick hit an angle and there's a lot of there's like some twists and turns while I'm running. I'm like, she's got the angle. I don't think I can get away. And she got up, where's your mask? I go, no one's here, lady. You need a mask. You need a mask. It's an ordinary. I'll go, okay, I'll get it later. So these fascist cops, they wear, it's the wolf wearing sheep clothing, for real. They use communist liberal ideas to gain power. It's so strange. It's bonkers. I can't believe these people exist, but they do. And they did in Russia. They did in China, if you do your homework. But here's the deal. They truly were fascist cops. You can't even go to restaurants during COVID in LA, right? Meanwhile, Gavin Newsom is dining at the finest Italian cuisine that San Francisco and LA has to offer. Can you believe this stuff? The one chick in Chicago, she goes, I'm a public figure. Of course I can go get my hair done. Everyone else can't, but I can. How crazy! Are you a fascist? Because that's what fascism is. For real, they were fascist cops. And I think where does the left go too far? Fascist cops, Jordan Peterson. They are fascist cops. Can we all agree upon that? Thank you. But a lot of these older people can't think. Common sense is not common. Here's a great example. The death penalty. The death penalty is insane. You probably have something that you care about regarding the death penalty. For conservatives, it's like, kill them all. Even if they're a sex offender that will probably get murdered in prison already, kill them. And the liberals go, no, you don't want to kill these people. So, and I don't care if you listen to Charlie Kirk every day. That's not Christianity. He's saying he believes in the death penalty. That's not Christianity. I'll explain what real Christians that are on a spiritual path would say about the death penalty. And here's what I believe. And I prayed about it. I thought about this for a while, and it's not black and white to me. And that's what these old people do. They're so stuck in their ways, and here's a bad momentum. It's black and white. It's either you want the death penalty or you don't. No, it's not. How about this? How about we allow the prisoners to decide for themselves if they did molest a child and murder someone, because thou canst kill. Sixth commandment, or the first law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, right? So if Trump was assassinated that day, he would have been more alive dead than he ever was alive, folks. Come on. Keep up with me here. So I would say, hey, bub, you just killed someone. Either you can go to prison the rest of your life, or you can decide if you want to accept the death penalty. I think forcing someone to accept the death penalty takes away constitutional rights. You're no longer, it truly takes away your constitutional rights. Secondly, you're taking away a God-given right, which is free will. I don't believe in that. I believe that that individual still has the capacity to choose for himself all the way to the end. So you let him decide. And if he does decide to live, well, he's going to have to live with all this shame, and it's a prison anyways. I don't care if he's out in society, and he's probably going to, past behavior is the biggest indicator of future behavior. So that's what drives me nuts about LA or Austin. Just let people out right away after they get to jail. I don't believe in that. You got to pay your dues. If you don't do Don't do the crime if you if you can't pay the time or do the time. Sorry. Yeah, I mean Brian Regan has a great bit on that. But anyways, that's what I believe. That's what I think. That's Christian morality. You don't want to take someone's free will away, but you also don't want them to be out in the population. So I'm in this weird stance where I go, no one has thought of this? How has no one thought of this? And by the way, if you're in a state that doesn't allow the death penalty, I'm probably for that more personally. And I'm not going to give away any other personal beliefs or I don't really care about politics, but this one's kind of crazy. You're killing someone. You're murdering. Didn't they just murder someone? Why do you think that's acceptable to do that again? That's insane to me. You should allow them the choice. Do you want to die or not? But you have the choice in the end. That removes all guilt. It removes any wrongdoing on the judicial system, and it's a little bit more honest. You're not. For real, you could have made a mistake, and that has happened. So, you gotta be cocksure, folks. This is the greatest podcast in the world. It's hard to beat the past two podcasts. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did my best this podcast. The last two podcasts were good. Those were the greatest podcasts ever. Truly, they really were. They really were good. And if you're like, well, why isn't no one watching them? By the way, I really am Shadowban. I am Shadowban by YouTube. It started in Austin. I used to post a podcast. It would get 10,000 views in 24 hours. That one got 100. What is going on? This doesn't even make sense. My shorts get like 5,000 views. I don't understand what is going on. It has to do with the Shadowban. It has to do with someone reported me for severe abuse. By the way, I really do try my best to be as respectful and considerate in my day-to-day life. I very rarely have issues with anyone. I try and be honest. If I do something that hurts someone, I try and apologize in real time. Even if I'm short with someone, I'll try and make it an effort the next day to go, hey, I apologize for being short with you, blah, blah, blah. And so that's really on the inside. You know what? Here's the deal. I have a personal life. I don't usually share any of it, but I am going to do this to try and get the viewers back up. I'm going to go take you guys shooting, show you how to clean guns. I'm going to shoot some explosive targets, some tannerite. That's going to be fun. And I'll bring you guys along for it. So anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone it's hard right now for a lot of people, especially younger people. Things get better with this. Just hang on. If you're going through something rough, hang on. It gets better. It gets a lot better. All right. Peace.